Good.
We're live now. Hello, people. Welcome to Main Event Boxing Talk. I've got Spencer here with me. Hello, Spencer.
What's going on, y'all?
Good. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing well. I hope both you guys are okay. Good to see you back, Spencer.
No doubt, no doubt. Good to be
Right.
back.
Good to have you back. Right. Let's. How do I make the screen bigger? Right. Ryan Garcia misses weight, so he can no longer fight for the WBC belt. This is very unprofessional, isn't it? Really, of him, really.
Spencer,
Yeah,
go take it, brother. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of shocking because people look at Devin Haney as a like a large guy for his for the weight class, and like he could be a welterweight. But Ryan Garcia could clearly be a welterweight. Um, he was bigger than Haney on the next balls, and and I guess that missing the weight that might have what was the difference in that fight. Haney actually trying to make the weight so he wouldn't lose his belt on the scales. Him fighting to make the weight, whereas Ryan didn't care. He didn't try to make the weight. He wasn't, you know, Drake per se.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Tom?
Well, we have to put an asterisk next to the win because number one, Haney walks around about 170, 175. He looked very gaunt in the press conference the day before the fight, before the weigh-in. And Ryan looked so much bigger and was definitely rehydrated, even probably more than Haney was. So it is very unprofessional, and he had to pay the fine. But I was just reading an article about the Japan boxing board, which is, as you know, across the board rules to protect fighters. And one guy missed the weight, and he was suspended for 6 months and had to pay like, I don't know, $30,000 for each pound or whatever it was. And that's what we need here. I mean, you contract that fight, you better go in there. Now, if there wasn't so much money on this fight, I mean, really, he went in there at a disadvantage. And I'm not saying it would have been any different. It might have been because I'm sure it could have been because when you think about it, Garcia, looked fresher. I mean, he did catch a good left hook from Haney, but Haney, in my opinion, and I've said this before, he's a great fighter, he's a great boxer, but sometimes he relies on his speed. When he throws that bow and arrow jab and leans back and comes in, he puts his left arm here, and Ryan trained for that, and he caught him with that. And then when he stopped doing that and adjusted to slip, Ryan would come down and hit him with a chopping right. So he had him confused. And then I think that first knockdown, and definitely the second one, really concussed him. And I felt his father, well, that's the next thing. But that's my opinion.
I thought it was a great performance by Garcia, but I don't think the fight should have gone ahead. But obviously, because the kind of money that was put up, they had to go ahead. But exactly. I think safety is more important than money sometimes. I know boxing fans don't like to hear it, but it's true. But another thing, I don't think Haney should have been able to keep the belt. I think he should have been stripped. That should have been vacant in his next fight. He should have fought for a vacant belt. You shouldn't get to keep your belt. If he was going to keep his belt, if he pulled out of the fight, I would have understood. But keeping your belt and losing, we've seen it happen time and time again.
Is that across the boards? Is that across the boards there?
It happened one time when Lucas.
What do you mean across the board?
Well, that's the WBC. He's not unified, right?
No.
He only got the WBC belt. He took that off of Regis.
Okay, yeah, that's their rules.
But I remember Lucas Matiz beat a guy who fought Lamont Peterson and beat him, and Lamont Peterson got to keep the IBF belt. This is about 8 years ago. And also,
but that's the IBF. Yeah. So maybe they're similar. Yeah. I mean, it depends. What was the situation with the Matisse fight again?
I think it was classed as a non-title fight or something. I don't know why.
Well, if it's a non-title, the champion.
Or it was basically Matisse, they didn't miss the weight or something. so they didn't bother. But I think Haney, you know, he got absolutely outclassed. I don't think he should have even stepped foot in that ring with how he looked. You know, he didn't look comfortable. And, you know, I think Haney will be back. All the people are saying Haney's been exposed. He hasn't been exposed. He just lost to a guy.
In my opinion, Haney won 6 rounds at least in that fight.
I agree.
So he's still he's going to be an elite fighter anyway. I don't care what anyway. So will Ryan Garcia. In a couple of years' time, these guys will probably have a rematch in 4 or 5 years' time. I believe Devin Haney can come again and he'll win more titles at this weight, or possibly move up and win a belt. I think Garcia moves up and wins a belt within a year and a half to 2 years.
Can I interject something?
Yeah.
Okay. I've said this before about Haney. Loma was lighting his head up. Okay. And he takes those headshots when he opens up. When he starts slowing down, he's relying on his speed. He's going to get hit more unless he fixes those particular weaknesses in his defense. Yeah. And he's going to get hit harder by bigger guys.
But we need to be honest, both fighters are very young. They're still learning. You know, Haney to achieve what he's achieved, you know, by the age of 25, unifying a whole division is impressive. So
yes.
He's still learning. And he's not even reached his prime yet. So people need to be a bit more understanding, you know.
Well, also they knew each other. They fought each other 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of adds a little bit of icing to the cake.
But I've had people who are not boxing fans say to me, "Oh, Haney's rubbish, Garcia." They're not rubbish fighters. These guys haven't even reached their fucking peak yet. This is what gets on my nerves. Non-boxing fans don't understand.
You know, Garcia on the knockdowns.
They were brutal. I thought. And the next thing, do you think Bill Haney should have stopped the fight? I think he should have done, yeah. To be absolutely honest, once he got to the night.
No, I mean, listen. I don't know how many rounds he thought Devin Haney was winning, but the guy on the zone gave it a draw, scored it a draw. Maddox.
Yeah, that would make sense if you gave Ryan those 4 rounds with the knockdowns, you know, 10-8 rounds. That would make sense. But, you know, what I want to say, if you looked at Haney's jaw, it's possible he has a broken jaw.
He said he didn't break it, but it sure enough looks swollen.
Yeah. Or fractured something here, you know. Whatever.
Yeah,
he took a beat.
Yeah, he and that was the that was what his left jaw is right. It looked like his left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't no mirror picture, right? Because at first what was dropping it what Ryan was catching him with was the left hook, and then he started catching him with the right.
And uppercuts.
Yeah.
He put a hurt on him, and it was hard to see that. But yeah, he was winning 6 rounds.
Because in my opinion, he won rounds 2 through, like after the first round, Ryan won the first round. He almost knocked him down in the first round. But from rounds 2 through 5, I think Haney won that 6. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to see it again. I think I gave it to Haney. 7, obviously Ryan got it, but he also lost the point. Remember, he lost the point in that round. So it was a 9-8 round, not a 10-8 round.
Well, yeah. Well, either one of them could have lost the point for what they were doing. But the ref actually took a point from Ryan. Right, he did. And well, you know, Ryan. What I was going to say is you got to give it to Haney because man, he got up from some brutal shots there. He was really hurt, and he got hurt early in the round.
It was like 2 minutes left in the round after he got dropped or something. And for him to be able to still stand up, even though he got dropped multiple times in different rounds, he was able to stand up for the rest of that round without getting stopped.
Well, yeah, he's got guts, he's got a chin, but I think his father should have just, you know. Anyway, it's over now.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a stacked card. Bud Crawford and Israel Madridov will be fighting for the WBA 154 title. This is a good fight. I think Bud wins it.
Wait, this is for the WBA?
WBA 154 title, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure we probably going to talk about this, but Bud is the mandatory for the WBO belt.
Yeah, because obviously it's the WBO.
Or the winner is the mandatory, will become the winner. I mean, the winner will become the mandatory for the WBO belt.
Because obviously, as you're a champion in the weight below, that automatically makes you the mandatory. Usyk had the same thing, didn't he? The same deal.
Yeah.
So this is a great fight. Really good fight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how Bud got the title shot against Jeff Ward. He was the mandatory from 140.
Yeah. Also on this card is Haney-Ruiz against Jarrell Pharmacy Miller.
Yeah. I haven't seen Haney-Ruiz in a while, so I don't know what he's going to get great. You would probably favor Ruiz.
Yeah.
But Bella's been a little bit more active. He ain't do nothing against Triple D, but he has been a little bit more active than Ruiz has been.
Yeah, Ruiz hasn't fought for 2 years.
Yeah, and that's since King Kong, right?
I think this is a strange fight to come back for your first fight. I think it's a very tough fight to come back for your first fight,
Yeah,
I'd pick Ruiz to win on points or by late stoppage.
Yeah, you would think that that's the case, especially if Bella ain't lose no weight. Yeah, he's still like 500 pounds.
But I am happy for Jarrell Miller because he's finally getting those paydays he missed out on, those big paydays. He got like
he owed like $5 million or so
for his last fight. Yeah, well, he deserves it because with the way his career's gone, it's good. Even if he loses, it don't matter. He's going to make a load of money.
Yeah.
So.
He's in the mix. Who was it who took him? Parker last time. Who beat him?
Triple D.
Okay. Well, he absorbed a lot of blows from a heavy guy. So we'll have to see what it's going to be brought to the table here with Haney-Ruiz if he can outpunch Dubois. I think he has more of an arsenal.
Yeah, Miller's too slow. It's going to be too slow for his quick hand. All he's going to lean on. Don't forget, Ruiz is a big guy as well. Because he's a slow-moving object, Ruiz will pepper him with punches. He'll have light him up with combinations.
That's what I said. I want to see how much weight. I mean, what's the weight that Bill come in at? I don't expect him to have lost like 100 pounds since his last fight or nothing. But he should be lighter.
He should be coming in about 270, realistically.
Who, Ruiz?
Last fight he was 300 when he 310 or something.
I thought he was like 390 last fight.
Yeah,
last he wasn't like high 300s.
If he could lose 100 pounds, it'd be a good fight.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's losing no 100 pounds since December. That's a lot. That might not be healthy. He might have to get a liposuction or something.
He's a great fighter, but he's too fucking fat. That's probably if you're 25 stone, you're not going to be able to do much, right? If he was 18,
you're gonna have to get a liposuction.
if he was 18 stone or 19 stone, he could do something. But he's just.
I don't know what that is, but I don't know how much that is, but that sounds heavy.
About 260.
A stone is what? 14 pounds?
Yeah, if he could get down to 260 pounds, that'd be better than he'd be about.
That's never going to happen.
Oh hell no!
Never.
He gotta be smoking crack and with AIDS. Nah.
When he was professional, I remember I saw a kickboxing. He weighed about 230 when he was a kickboxer. He was 230.
Oh, that was years ago. Listen, when he was first coming up through the ranks of boxing, he was in the mid 200s, 250, 260. he just blew up and
He
like
got fat.
that. Yeah, man. I guess the
Oh,
drug he should have been taking was Ozempic.
right. Well, other than Jarrell Miller taking crack cocaine, oh, I have one, brother. Right. Anyway, Isaac Cruz will be fighting Jose Venezuela. Will there be any crack involved? Right. So who thinks of this fight?
Well, I gotta go with Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz looks like he hungry. He want to keep it. I mean, he's hungry as the well. He just got the title, but he looked good. Who knows? Maybe hope he ain't partying. He got the title. You know, about to be Cinco de Mayo or whatever.
He doesn't
So
strike me as a guy who would do that. You know what I mean?
nah, no, I don't think so. But because he was a champ at a lower weight, right?
Yeah.
Before he fought
Yeah,
Tank, he was a champ, right?
yeah. And then he fought Sakur, the Thai fighter. He knocked him out. Wasn't he unified at one point?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was unified, but I know I know he was at what was it, junior lightweight, I think. He was at 130.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was.
Right. Let's move on to the next thing, which is on this
Oh, did
card.
you?
Yeah, you think what about Bud? You think Bud gonna beat Marginov?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would give Bud the edge, but he's a strong puncher, Madrimov. So
Yeah.
but I don't think he's the same level of boxer. He's bigger, but that doesn't seem to matter with Bud. If he can't knock him out, he'll box him and confuse him. But an
I just
interesting.
hope
Go ahead.
I just hope Bud don't get bored.
No, but will train and but will be ready. But he's starting to decline. He wants to get one or two more big paydays.
Yeah.
And they're talking about him and Ennis after this fight, putting that together.
But he gotta fight, what's it called? He gotta fight Fedora.
And you're talking about who you talking fighting Fedora? Virgil Ortiz?
No,
Bud?
Bud. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that'll be good. That'll be good. I was thinking of Ortiz because he's fighting Tim Tszyu on this card too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but Tim Tszyu don't get his shot back. That was Paul, like Fedora, because Fedora's fighting, right? Isn't Fedora fighting?
On this card?
I don't know if he's fighting on this card, but I think he's fighting before he has to fight Bud. But the winner of the Bud Marginov fight has to fight Fedora. Oh yeah, that's it. And there's no rematch. They're not giving Tim Tszyu the rematch. They allow him to fight Homeboy.
But well,
Ortiz.
let's see his next fight. Nah, he doesn't have anything
Right.
yet.
We've still got stuff to cover on this card. Leo Santa Cruz will be fighting Abner Mays in the third fight.
That's if he make it to the ring.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a tough fight.
Then Tim Tszyu against Virgil Ortiz, which is a fight which he should win. I don't know.
Who should win?
Tim
Ortiz
Tszyu
or
should be fighting. No, Tim Tszyu should really win. But whether he will or not, I don't know.
I don't know.
Ortiz is a hot commodity, so
Yeah. Maybe he shouldn't. I don't think Tim Tszyu should really be taking this fight after that loss.
I don't think. I mean, I'm not, as a fan, I'm not gonna say he shouldn't be taking a fight because it's a good fight. But I understand what you're saying. Like after the Fedora loss, and I think he got a bad cut or something like that.
Yeah.
He shouldn't fight a killer like Ortiz.
It was in his head, so that won't be too bad.
Yeah. But I was saying like he shouldn't fight a killer like the supposed killer like Ortiz in his next go round. He might have should have fought somebody else, but
Right.
All right, let me move on.
He's
This Saturday, Ramirez will be fighting Bartholomew in a fight.
Well,
yeah.
think Ramirez should take this.
Really.
I don't know. Bartholomew was pretty good. It was a pretty decent boxer, but that was at the lower classes.
Yeah, it'll be a good fight either way. I think I'm giving an edge to Ramirez on this one, but I could be wrong. Bartholomew was a good fighter, and I think he's lost what 3 or 4.
Yeah, but a lot of those fights was kind of close fights. So a couple of those was close fights. But yeah, I think Bartholomew is going to outbox Ramirez.
Good. Well, we'll see what happens. What's
And
his
also-
first name? He's from Gregory Bartholomew.
Rancid.
Rancis,
Yeah, I'm not finding that.
he got a brother too. That fight,
Right.
Lavon, I think his name is.
Oh yeah, Rancis. He's 32-1. Oh, he's a good
So I
fighter.
think
I recognize him. Yeah, he's a good.
him and his brother, I think is his brother Lavon that got the couple of losses that was close losses.
Yeah.
But they Cuban fighters, they from the Cuban school, so
This is Rancis's record: 30-2-1. 32-1. Yeah, but he's not as big of a puncher as Ramirez.
No.
no. That's what I was saying. He's a boxer. That's why I'm thinking he's gonna outbox him.
Right. Yeah.
Right,
Well,
next-
Josh Taylor beat him, so
Yeah.
We'll see.
Next on this card is Jojo Diaz against Jurek, which is a good fight. I picked Diaz to win.
Jojo, I think can take this. What do you think, Spencer?
Yeah, JoJo should be able to get it.
But you notice that Virgil Ortiz is on this card with Delorme.
Mm.
So they're putting him on that other card, assuming he's going to win.
Yeah.
And Virgil Ortiz had a fight and he won by KO, but some say it was stopped too soon. And that was his first fight back, I think, since he was a 2-year layoff.
Yeah, you have a fight before that.
Let's see. I think he had in August of 22, and then his next fight was in January of 24. And this
Oh,
was
okay. Yeah.
against.
He was training. He was supposed to, and then he got hurt or something.
Well, yeah, he had injuries. He had illnesses.
Yeah.
Pretty serious. So, he's got a 100% KO record against Delorme, who's 26-1. So I think they're banking on Delorme not hanging in there because he's lost.
You said 26-1. You mean 20 wins and 6 losses?
Yeah.
Okay, because it sounded like you were saying he was 26-1. I was like, wait a minute. Delorme lost more than one fight.
Yeah, right. But he's a good boxer. It's just, he's been clocked a few times.
But
Let's
let's
be a gatekeeper.
let's move on. Matchroom Boxing and Ryder Season World Title Fight. The conference. Did anybody watch this conference?
They were just going over the card. I watched part of it. And, they were just chatting it up. I put that there just to validate the fact that all of this was announced.
But
Because
also,
when that article came out, it wasn't definite, that.
Hatman Boxing brought out a point asking, does he think, apparently, the Saudis might be thinking of they're going to start having promotions in the UK and America.
They're going to do a card in America.
Well, this one with Bud is in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
that was it. Yeah.
And start doing cards in the UK. But the problem is, they could be bad for boxing overall. There's talk that they're going to try and buy the promoters out, a lot of the promoters out, which I think would, and the organisations, which would ruin boxing for me. This Saudi thing, bubble's going to burst. Give it another 5-10 years, the bubble will burst somewhere, right? Then where are all the fighters going to be? Then all the lower fighters in the grassroots are going to suffer, right? Because do you know what I'm saying? It's bad for boxing. It's too much money. It's going to be even more corrupt than it is now. I just don't think in the long term it's good for boxing if they bought out all the promoters.
I don't think. Boxing for excuse me, for a long time, it's been said that boxing is unlike other sports. They need like a central body, a governing body. It shouldn't be the Saudis, but
Exactly.
one person to kind of like dictate the rules so that it wouldn't be the WBC doing this, the WBA doing this, the IBF doing this. It should be like a universal, a blanket set of rules across the board, and everybody should follow them.
Yeah, it's not going to work. It never has. If the Saudis want to go into other markets like Africa, Asia, or whatever, you know, but if the minute they take over boxing this side of the world, for me, that it's over. Do you know what I mean? Because money will ruin it. You're going to see silly fights. In the long term, I don't think it's good. Too good, you know. Keep the big. Don't let them come over here and take over here. We don't want it. I know it's a lot of money, but we don't need them.
I'm not sure what the tax codes are on this, but I know if you're from another country and you're doing business in here, you're going to have to pay. They're not paying taxes, I'm sure, over in Saudi Arabia.
They're going to be making huge losses.
Well, they're going to take a hit tax-wise and expense-wise. You know.
Boxing, you lose so much money in promoting boxing sometimes. Fighter pull-outs and all the sort of cancel fights, injury. You know what I'm saying? It's a grey area for me.
Yeah.
Boxing is always a grey area.
You're a grey area.
Thank you. No, I mean in terms of what goes on behind the scenes and all the nonsense. You know, that's why McCain was pushing for the Muhammad Ali bill, which.
But this is why we like boxing. We like the corruptness. It makes it exciting. It's part of the story, isn't it? You know. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change boxing.
You've got some corruption in baseball and football with drugs and with people gambling.
If there was no corruption, there'd be nothing for us to talk about, really, wouldn't it? It just gives us all something to talk about.
And basketball with the reffing and all of that, refereeing.
You know, it's the little bit of a sauce on the top of the cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, let's move on. David Morrell is targeting the light heavyweight crown. He's thinking about leaving the super middleweight division. Surely he should clean up the super middleweight division, or at least try and win a few more belts before he moves up. In my opinion.
Not if they not forcing Canelo to do anything. He can't get the belt.
I know they're tired, but Canelo's not going to be champion forever, is he? You know, in a year or so.
No, but if he these guys are, making 168 might be tough for these guys. And for them to keep trying to make 168 for these meaningless fights where they could go up to a weight that they could make a little bit more comfortably. And they got those fights up there.
Well, don't forget Benitez is going up. Benavidez, so they can match up there.
Yeah, we know how good Morrell is, but I don't think the average Joe on the street doesn't know who David Morrell is. We know he's one of the top super middleweights in the world. We know he's going to get better. But to the average fan, you can't really sell these Cuban fighters so well, Once if he goes,
they don't have a huge fan base here in the States. That's the issue. Like the best place that you could sell them is Miami.
Yeah, there's no real market for Cuban fighters. There never really has been in this part of the world,
Yeah, because the stigma. First of all, the stigma of the country.
Well, that's not true, Nathan. If you look at the history of boxing, you had Kid Gavilan, who was very, very popular in his time.
Yeah. That's 1940, mate. A lot of people don't know who that guy is.
That was before. The Bay of Pigs.
Yeah. So we were all intrigued in the 76 Olympics, and Teofilo Stevenson may be fighting Ali. Those amateur bouts were incredible with these Cuban guys.
Yeah, but the Olympics was also a bigger deal. Like there was more eyes watching Olympic boxing as well too back then.
That's right.
For me, the Cuban, I like watching some of the Cuban fighters, but anyway.
Well, I think
like I said, it's just a fan base thing. They don't like. You can't go to their country to fight because I don't know what the particulars would be for that, but you can't basically go to their country to fight. And the only place that they would sell here is in Miami because that's where they got like a huge Cuban population is in Florida.
But you
So
can't sell something that hasn't got a market. You can't.
right,
Even
yeah,
no
that's
matter
what I'm saying. Like they and Cuban fighters. I don't know how they might feel because there's a lot of good Cuban fighters. They like, oh, this guy, oh, we see good Cuban fighters all the time. You got to be really lighting them up for them to might have to, come out or something for 'em.
But whenever I think of any Cuban fighters, a lot of the time it sends me to sleep. Like it would,
Yeah,
you
because
know.
like Bring It Down had that little mis mislabel of being a boring fighter, even though he was knocking dudes out.
What
Um,
made me laugh about Rigondeaux was when he was fighting Lomachenko. He was like a small boy. Do you remember when he was throwing punches? Lomachenko was hitting him on the head and he was doing this. It was ridiculous.
yeah, Lomachenko was like two sizes, two weight classes above him in that fight.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
unfortunately, a lot of great pros could have came out of Cuba, if we didn't have communism.
Yeah,
And Benny Perret was Cuban. Jose Napoles was Cuban.
and
Cus-
and the ones that
Cus-
did wind up coming out, we lost a lot. They lost a lot of good years in the pros because they, that by the time they did get to come stateside or come to fight professionally, they were in they
I
like mid to late 30s.
Eddie Kid Perret couldn't do much because Griffith ended his life. So, I mean, it's not like he could have continued, is it? Gee.
Yeah.
It was just
Kid Chocolate. Remember Kid
then-
Chocolate? He was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but
Yeah.
that all makes sense. Kid Gavilan, all these guys.
Let's move on. Right.
Sure.
Billum Smith and Richard Rhea Kapoor will be having want to have a title fight with each other for the WBO belt.
Oh boy.
I'd pick Smith to win that because he's improved so much as a fighter in the last year.
Smith is a tough guy, and he didn't he not look too hot in his last defense?
No, he looked all right. He won the fight in like 6-7 rounds. He looked fair.
Yeah, but he was taking some shots early on. He looked like his defense.
Look, I never expected Billum Smith to ever win a world title. If you said to me 3 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you.
But he was. He shocked the world.
I don't think he's going to be a long-term champion. No. I think Rhea Kapoor's got more talent than him, but having Shane McGuigan in his corner has made him a better fighter. It's made him a more intelligent fighter as well, tactically.
Yeah.
This is the dude that beat him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So CBS has got some revenge, some redemption that I guess he needs to come with.
Oh yeah. It'll be a good fight. I saw their fight before when he beat him. It's going to be good. But based on what Nathan says, there's a good chance with the improvement it'll be a better fight for Smith this time.
He can come out on top. I think so too.
Yeah, we'll see. We've been wrong before.
Yeah. Hey, we'll be wrong again.
Nathan made us wrong before.
Chocolito Roman Gonzalez will be fighting in his home region. He'll be fighting a guy called Robert
Ducky he's going to fight Robert Barrera. Robert Barrera.
The bank robber. Barrera.
He's doing it at home. It should be good, but he should retire, man. He had a great career. He's just taken too much the last.
I think this might be a retirement fight. That's why he's gonna fight at home and call it a career.
We'll see. It's hard for him to stop. But if he could fight
a lot of
busy, make some money, and not get in with the top guys, he should be able to win those fights.
Yeah, Robert Barrera, the bank robber, is ranked 77 in the box rec. So it was that shows you. And his record is terrible. His last couple of fights, he beat a guy who was 5 wins, 24 losses, 2 wins, 5 losses, 5 wins, 26 losses. That kind of tells you where we're at with him. So the end is near.
Yeah, we're nowhere is where we're at.
Yeah.
With that.
Next, Mayweather eyes Rolly Romero against Devin Haney. Fight at 140. Oh, dear. This is a fight I would pick Haney to win.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Floyd is trying to get somebody for his fighter, and you know he had that back and forth with Bill online.
Hmm.
You know, I don't think Haney should stay at 140. You know,
No.
he outgrew lightweight division real fast, and it may benefit him to just go up to welterweight. I mean,
It
his
would-
size.
Because
Go
he
ahead.
looked kind of crazy. I mean, he did. It was. You know, he was just coming through Ramadan also, so he had a month of fasting that he couldn't really be properly training.
I
So
mean, he may look better at welterweight or even 154 with his frame, you know?
Let me say this: both of you guys saw the fight, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay. Did you see his face? Like I sensed
yeah.
something was mentally was not right with him. Something was off. Like before the bell, like when they showed him in the corner and he was waiting there, they introduced him. He just didn't seem right to me. He seemed like he was blinking in his eyes. You know, there wasn't that focus and intensity that I normally see from him. I don't know if Ryan got in his head. I don't know if the weight cut affected him.
Mm.
Not sure, but he didn't look right. I remember looking at him, go, something's off. So just run that back. Watch that introduction again, and tell me what you see next time we talk.
Okay. Right. Let's
listen,
move.
like I said, he just finished fasting in Ramadan too. That
Exactly.
was over, like, and you
Oh,
know,
weeks ago.
depending on what type of training that he had in that whole month, you know, that might have been a big loss of stuff that he could have been doing. He might have not had the sparring that he needed. You know, he might have been trying to get his strength back and overeating, and you know, once the fasting was over with, you know, it's like who knows. Anyway, he
Yeah, it's
lost. That's
over.
it.
Yeah,
You know,
Right.
he's got to fix his defense.
Jermaine
yeah,
will be fighting Kobe Crawley in defense of his title.
I don't know.
yeah. What's it called? What the first bid? We don't know if Crowley gonna take the fight, but Eddie Hearn won the first bid.
Yeah, I mean,
Remember
he's
Crowley?
promoting.
Yeah, Crawley declined fighting Boots before, so
Crowley's a Canadian guy who really, the opposition he's fighting is not the best. So this should be a straightforward defense for Ennis.
It should be pretty easy.
yeah, it should be, and yeah, it should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
It should be pretty. You know, they're building him up. They don't want him to lose right now. That's for sure. They call the guy Cody the Crippler.
Oh,
Uh, he's got a 40.91 KO ratio, which
Yeah.
doesn't tell me he's a puncher, right? He's a southpaw. I don't know if that make one bit of difference to Ennis at all. So
Which
we'll
it is like both from both sides. So
yeah. But you know, Ennis has just got a pedigree that's beautiful.
yeah,
Mm.
they're
Right,
looking to do it in Philly.
Oh, good. I hope so.
right next, we've got Sergio Lipnitz will be returning on the 8th of May against Robbie Davis Jr. This should be a comfortable win for Sergio Lipnitz.
Well, sir,
Yeah,
yeah, it should be. What do we know about his opponent?
Well, he's not very. He's not.
Bobby Davis.
Yeah,
Ain't
he's not
that
very.
ain't that homeboy brothers?
Yeah, Robbie Davis Jr. is a British fighter. He's not that good. He's just domestic.
Ain't that old Harry Davis's brother or something?
No, nothing to do with
They
it.
not brothers? Oh,
Well, he's got a 65% knockout ratio,
That's
23 wins and 4 losses, and he's lost
yeah,
his last fight by a TKO. So
yeah.
Lipinus, you
Who
know,
are ranked very low outside the top 50. These guys are not that great. British title level. is the level that this guy's at.
I
And
guess they're going to see what he got.
yeah, it'll be streamed for free on YouTube. That tells you the
Yeah.
level that Sergio Lipnitz is really fallen in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he was a former champion. Not too many people can say that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but
Right.
now he's fighting on free platform on YouTube. So, dearie.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
did you guys see number 11 here when Sean McComb fought
Saw the
Barbosa?
highlights. Saw the highlights.
Yeah, I see the highlights of the fight. I didn't really like see the fight. I mean, from what I seen, yes, Barbosa should have lost,
Yeah,
but I wasn't like paying attention to it and scoring it like that. So,
I didn't see Barbosa winning. I had about around 97, 93, or 94. I just thought he outboxed the guy.
yeah. They that's definitely robbed him.
Which we didn't get your opinion on, Spencer. What do you think about the WBC's proposal to have 6 judges?
The Tyson Fury fight.
Well, in any fight,
But they was specifically talk about the Tyson Fury fight because of the magnitude of the fight. It's the heavyweight undisputed, and they don't want no discrepancies or no bad judging. But Suleiman's reasoning is this: it's if what is it? What he said? If two judges have a bad scoring night in a 3-judge card, then the wrong person will lose. I mean, the wrong person will win, right? But if 2 judges have a bad score, like on a 6-judge card, the right person still should win.
That's
They
right.
shouldn't have bad judges scoring. They should. Again, listen. It's a little nuance here because certain judges might look at certain things and favor certain things more so than other judges. They might like certain styles more so than other judges. So ideally, it should be across the board. This is the way it is. It's a set way of looking at a fight and seeing who won. But it's judgment. It's a judgment call for some of these guys. Sometimes the calls is outrageous, like some of the Letterman calls. Her call cards sometimes is like, she got the more infamous ones to be out of hand. But
Do you know, like some organizations like Kickboxing Pride Championships, they have 5 judges, and they usually almost always get it right. And there's been other cases with other combat sports where they have more than 3 judges for the same reasons we're discussing. So I think, though, like the training of some judges, and I don't know if they have testing, I don't know if they review fights and how the fight should be scored according to a standard and not someone's preference. If you're aggressive and you're throwing a lot of shots and you're not landing them, right? We got effective aggressiveness, but from ringside, sometimes you can't see that. It looks like you're landing them, but you're not.
right, because the boxer got his back to you, so you seeing him throw the punches,
Right.
and you don't know. You can't really tell unless you're the guy on the side, the judge on the side, to see that angle. You can see that it's missing. So that might be the reason why one judge might score around for one guy and another guy don't score for the other guy. I mean, that's, like I said, it's a judgment call. In the end of it all, listen, you keep telling me my battery is low.
Yeah,
And
well,
I think it's 5 because that was the last thing.
We've reached the end anyway. So,
All right, are we going on Friday or we just gonna wait till next week?
we'll probably do something next week. Let me look at my calendar quickly. I'm just going to.
Well, Friday I'm working. That's going to be hard.
Okay.
Then we'll talk.
All right, so we do next week.